Now, welcome back to the channel, where this is hopefully going to be the first video in a long series of videos that we do almost daily, perhaps, which is just talking about the Star Wars news, rumors, and everything else
Well,
out
as long
there.
as there's news daily.
Well, yeah, I mean, if there's nothing to talk about, we're not going to make a video just to make a video for the sake of it. But, yeah, that's going to be the idea. I don't know what we'll call it yet. Maybe HoloNet News or something. Sounds like something that other channels already do already, but hey, we'll come up with something. Anyway, what's our first story here?
First story is the Disney Plus Kenobi series is bringing back, or might be bringing back, another beloved prequel character.
And do we know which character this is?
Jimmy Smits is going to be coming back as Bail Organa. He was seen on the set during the principal photography, and the news source also mentioned that Beha Organa may also be back, but there's no news if Rebecca Jackson's going to be back reprising the role.
I mean, the only thing we could see here is Kenobi, for some reason, gets contacted by Bail, which Bail knows where he is. Mm-hmm. That's not too much of a problem. And I think this leads to the big question of, does this mean Kenobi's going to be leaving Tatooine on this series, which kind of seems inevitable?
He's communicating with her. I mean, Beha could be in the background, possibly playing or holding young Leia, depending on exactly the age of the child at the point.
The problem here is there has been a lot of rumors out there, how true they are or are not, that Leia is going to be the focus of this series, that Kenobi is going to come out of hiding for some reason to protect Leia.
Very well could be true. I mean, if with Bail being as pretty much confirmed in there, it's another one of those things that I think just misses the point. And personal opinion. Who else is he going to call to protect her?
No. We don't have to put Leia in trouble in the first place, do we? I mean, the series doesn't have to be about Leia. It could be about, I don't know, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
What? No.
I know, crazy thought. And that's been my biggest concern is
It could just be an episode. You know, it doesn't have to be the entire focus of the show.
I mean, again, personal opinion. You can disagree. You can want something else, but I want more of an introspect here. I want something that deals with Kenobi, deals with what he's going on. Yes, please, with the Force, with trying to commune with Qui-Gon, with, how he feels about Anakin and Vader. There's so much there to personally deal with, with Kenobi that we don't need this outside filler with Leia. Not that it can't work, but come on, can we get a Kenobi series? I mean, we just had a Boba Fett series that I felt like wasn't about Boba Fett. So can we please get a Kenobi series about Kenobi?
We'll see. We've got a little ways to go yet, and then we'll know for sure.
Yeah. Again, I'm sure Jimmy Smits will be in the Andor series. I'm sure Bail Organa will be in that series, and I'm not completely opposed to him for some reason showing up in this series. But come on, Kenobi needs to be about Kenobi.
All right. On to the next piece of news. The Mandalorian Season 3 will have lots of new characters. So Padro Pascal was asked what he could tell us about Mandalorian Season 3, and here is the quote. "Definitely nothing. Okay, there'll be some familiar faces, and there'll be a lot of new faces. In addition, there is again a lot of action and a really great story."
So he's told us nothing.
He's told us nothing.
I mean, that tells us, because we can assume there will be returning characters. And we can assume there will be new characters.
It's a pretty safe assumption.
That there will be tons of action. I mean, I can only imagine the non-disclosure agreements they have to sign these days.
Oh my goodness, they're probably pretty extreme at this point.
Yeah, especially when you consider, I don't even think Lucasfilm tells Hasbro what's happening in these series anymore, just based off of what has happened with the new action figures, where they seem to be clueless as to what was going to happen in the Book of Boba Fett.
Right.
So, I mean, not much to take away from that. It's always nice to hear tidbits and that,
Yeah. I mean, good action, great story. That's what we can ask for.
I mean, we've already seen part of Season 3 of The Mandalorian anyway, so we already knew there was going to be some returning faces.
It was 2.5.
Oh, yeah, yes, 2.5.
Okay, the next tidbit comes to us from more of an unusual source. On the gaming side, and I'm not talking about SWTOR, but I am kind of talking about SWTOR.
Oh, we could talk about that trailer from the other day, yeah.
We're not there yet.
Okay, sorry. I think it was phenomenal, but go ahead.
So, Star Wars Hunters, the game that's coming out on Nintendo Switch, is going to add a Huttball mode from Star Wars The Old Republic, the MMO. So, Huttball was released in the 2011 Warzone patch, with 2 teams in an 8-on-8 capture the flag type style, where the flag is a ball and teams carry the ball to the opposing team's goal. They fight to control it while avoiding environment traps. The Switch's version is going to have a similar feel, but it's going to be a 4v4 because that's all the battles in Star Wars Hunters are 4B4.
Interesting.
I like that they're taking from SWTOR.
I do too. I've never actually played it, which might sadden and disappoint some people. I've never played the Old Republic role-playing, or MMO, I should say. Mainly because I played a lot of MMOs when I was younger, and by younger I mean like early 20s, which would be the early 2000s, and they are very addicting. I've played, World of Warcraft on and off for the last 17 years now since it's been out. I've kind of said if I'm ever going to play an MMO, if I ever go back to one, it's just going to be back to Warcraft, which, we could say that's maybe not worth going back to sometimes. That's got a lot of problems. Blizzard has a lot of problems. But I've never really wanted to get into another MMO just because I know how all-consuming they can be. And a Star Wars MMO, I played the original Star Wars, Galaxies back in the day when that first came out. That was what I played before World of Warcraft came out. So never really been all too keen to try to get back into MMOs, and a Star Wars MMO especially, but really cool. I think I don't know.
It's neat that they're bringing something over, but I've seen the trailers for Star Wars Hunters. It does look childish. Like something I'm not playing.
It looks kind of childish and kind of silly and goofy. I'm probably never gonna play it. Maybe I'll try it.
He says that, but
I'll probably try it once just to we can talk about it in a video or something. Sure, but I don't really have much interest in playing it because it just looks like another silly money grab kind of thing.
That it does.
Yeah.
All right. The last headline I've got is one that I know you covered in a video on
today,
the main channel. And
yes.
So if you haven't watched that, you can watch that. Or if you have seen his video on it, you are pretty much done with this video, I guess.
Well, you can stick around if you want.
Then you get to hear my take. All right, but a little bit. Sorry. Han and Leia's wedding invitation. So we all know the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel is going to open in a couple of weeks, and that's an expensive two-nighter. It's an attraction, not just a hotel. It's an attraction with a story in the Star Wars universe. The story is set in the sequel era. But we now know that the ship has been flying around since at least the end of the original trilogy. That's a little piece of canon information.
Actually, we know it's been there a lot longer. I know you haven't read it, but there is a new comic book that deals with it. It's been around since the High Republic era. Actually, it's been around for a long time.
Then shouldn't it look a little more beat up?
No, they keep it looking nice.
Sure.
It's been refitted and cleaned up to be nice and shiny.
All right, so
200 some years.
Han and Leia are going to be honeymooning on it. The new novel called The Princess and the Scoundrel will follow Han and Leia immediately after Episode 6. They marry, they board the Halcyon for their honeymoon. So, one interesting little thing that I thought is anyone who goes to the hotel can literally imagine that the room they're staying in is the room that Han and Leia stayed in. Because I'm assuming all the rooms are pretty much the same. And
no, there are different rooms, actually. There are much more expensive. When they say it's like $6,000 a night, that's for the base bottom line room.
So there might be a suite that they named.
Hey, I just said this in my video, and I know you don't watch it, so no. But I discussed this in my video, so I'm interested to hear what you feel about it, because I certainly put my opinion forth in that video, which
I think it's a little cheesy.
Okay, I agree with that.
I think, anywhere that those two could have had a honeymoon, why in the heck would you go on this fancy Star Cruiser? They just finished a war.
Yeah, and the galaxy is still in turmoil. It's not like the Empire.
She's going to be busy. If they're honeymooning, it's like, here's our one-night vacation. I guess the Halcyon technically only books for 2 nights. There you go. So
maybe it makes sense.
It's a short honeymoon. But why would you go there? They've been to so many beautiful planets. She just lost her home world. She found out that she's,
that brings
Naboo from there. So
that brings up an interesting question. I'm sorry to cut you off, but you make it sound like I do it all the time. But if you live in the Star Wars galaxy, does cruising around the stars really appeal to you?
That's traveling. It's like maybe it appeals to people who like driving around in
like road trips kind of thing. I don't know. I'd imagine there are.
But road trips have a destination.
Yeah.
I can't imagine this cruise ship's not offloading on planets that go by. It's not like a regular cruise ship.
I don't know what it's. I haven't looked all too much into what the story behind it is.
I've read the comic. People who like cruises, I would guess.
I guess, but like I said,
people who like cruises would like to go on the galactic.
Yeah, but within the context of the Star Wars galaxy, do people like cruising around the galaxy, or would that be like us, cruising around in a car. You know, is that kind of the equivalent or not? I don't know.
Palpatine have like a yacht he flew around?
Well,
in
sure, but a yacht is different than having to sharing a cruise with thousands of other people.
People like cruises. My family, some of them have been on cruises. I've never been on a cruise, so I can't speak to the enjoyment. I mean,
yeah, they're fine.
This place is going to have all the amenities, all of the cool stuff, and so maybe it is fancy.
I don't know. I think
people who have boats still go on cruises.
Well, sure, but I mean that's different. In our world, a cruise around the ocean is not something a lot of people get to do. In Star Wars, is a cruise around the galaxy. I mean, yeah, I'm sure for a lot of people, but can you afford it?
They're a passenger.
I don't know. I think it's a weird thing. I mean, if you're interested in going to it, I mean, that's fine. Just don't spend your life savings when you could, I don't know, spend it on something a little more worthwhile would be my only suggestion. If you are living comfortably and $6,000 for a 2-night experience doesn't make you, break into a cold sweat, then go for it. Sure, enjoy it. I'm sure it's probably
if people want to save up and do this as a vacation, I'm all for it. I would love to go.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a 2-night experience.
Vacations these days are all a lot of money.
Sure, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to tell people what to do with their money.
Yeah, don't you do that?
Yeah, they can spend it any way you
want.
Princess
wants to take a scoundrel on a galactic cruise ship. She can do that.
Sure.
I guess Luke's not invited.
That would be weird. Luke invited on the honeymoon. I'm glad he's not going to be there.
Is the wedding going to be there or just
No,
the
wedding is on Endor. We already kind of learned about the wedding in Aftermath.
Okay.
That it was on Endor. Han popped the question right pretty much at the victory celebration. She said yes, and there was a little ceremony right on Endor. I'm sure the Ewoks were there. It's probably beautiful.
Hey, the Ewoks are her
I like
friends,
Ewoks. I'm just at that right age where when I was, Return of the Jedi came out when I was 5 years old, so of course I love Ewoks.
I have a lot of respect for the Ewoks. I like them a lot. Like a lot. I really like Ewoks.
Now we're getting weird.
No, you've seen the video that I made ages and ages ago.
Oh, yeah. You should put a link to that. Maybe people would...
You could put a link to that.
I could put a link to that, couldn't I?
Yeah. And then everyone will see why I like Ewoks so much.
All right, well, I guess that's all we got for you this time.
That is the news.
That's the Star Wars news, the Holocron Minute.
Holocron?
Yeah, did I say Holocron?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's probably not that.
Ugh.
But anyway, that is the news, the Star Wars news for today. If you like this video, if you like us doing this, we'll...
Naboo's news.
Jeez, we're not calling it that.
No, I know.
But anyway, if you like this, we'll do more of these. We'll do them whenever we have a good chunk of news to report on. And we'll talk about games, the movies, the shows, whatever it might be. The action figure news, of course, we will be doing. Mm-hmm. All of that fun stuff. This channel, again, more for fun.
Loosey-goosey.
Yeah. But anyway, thanks for watching.